Hi everyone. Hey, I'm working on my own layout today and I just wanted to show you a few things. I'll be working with the Fusion Fiber, of course, a little bit, but just give you some ideas and tips and hints. What I'm working on here is a mountain area, and it's actually going to be a coal mine. You can see the foundation of the mine building here, and what I've prepped around it, and all I've done there is painted the foam and added some textures, and I did it just with the paint to keep it thin because the track's gonna of course go on that. It'll come across here and then tie into this switch here. One thing I wanted to show you, if you can see right here, there's a void in the cork. I've got some levels here to kind of make everything level, but I ended up with a void here. I'm just going to use a Fusion Fiber and fill that in. Fusion Fiber has many uses besides scenery. You can use it to fill voids and make level to where track's going to go. And then also on this third one here, it's such a small area, I'm doing things a little bit different. This was for 3 tracks for loading, but actually this third area that I'm going to use actually for truck loading instead of for train car loading. So I'm going to use some Fusion Fiber in here and make a road basically through there, and it just will work a little bit better. So that's why that's kind of bare. But I'm going to keep going. This actually is going to be a big mountain scene in behind there. There's going to be a waterfall over here off to the one side with a little stream coming down around behind there and then comes out underneath the trestle here. This is the new River Mine kit that I got from Walters, and I thought that name was pretty fitting for kind of what I wanted to do here with the water feature that I want to build. So I just decided I'm going to leave that mine named that. But I'll move on and get a little farther, and then I'll come back and show you a little bit of progress later on today. Okay, we're back, and I'll give you a quick view of what I've done. You can see the coal mine setting somewhat in place there. And I've been working on the mountains, and again I just use foam because I like working with it. It's very easy to work with, shaping and that kind of thing. You can see I've got, of course, the mountain structure itself, but then also you'll see here I've lined the river or creek, whatever you want to call it. I've lined that with plaster cloth so I have a nice solid foundation. The front side of this is going to be this nice I guess a railroad tie, kind of a retention wall there around that, holding everything back and clean. As you swing around here, you'll see the shaft, and I've got a place where it's going to go into the side of the mountain. And then going on up, you'll see that I've kind of got the place where the waterfall is going to be. I've got some styrene big stone block here that's going to be in place for the abutments for the trestle bridge. And then I've got of course some background painted. A lot of the foam shapes for the mountains. And something I'm trying here, if you kind of look back in there, you'll see that I've got a piece of mirror that I set the same height as the track, so it'll kind of be hidden, but as you look under there to the waterfall, you'll get a nice reflection, and it'll look like that river scene goes on forever. Now we'll have some trees down in there to kind of help block that the top of the mirror edge. Then we go into the blue sky and we'll do some clouds and things there. But it's coming along pretty good. We've got just some things to fill, and I'm not real perfect with the foam. It doesn't need to be. Using the fusion fiber, we'll cover this all up and texture it to really give a good scene. So I'm not real particular on how this foam shapes out or looks. We'll use like I said, the fusion fiber and the rocks and textures, and we'll get that all looking good. So at this point I'm just going to continue on, and when I get a little farther we'll come back and show you some more. Okay, here's a shot with the mine structure out of the road. Looks like I need to vacuum some foam scraps up there, but you can see earlier the area I was talking about that's just going to have kind of a road underneath for truck loading. I filled that in with the fusion fiber and added some gravel and darker what would appear to be coal droppings along there. Of course, that'll be finished out on either side. Another thing that I wanted to show you when working with mountains and tunnels, you can come on the outside here and you can see I've got a tunnel going around that ends up coming out right back down here. But this little area here is what I wanted to focus on here for a moment. You can see the tunnel going in underneath here. What I'm going to do, most of this mountain will be a removable section, so if there's any troubles inside there, I can remove it and get down in there to work on it. Now, part of that you can see gets pretty narrow, and I wouldn't even be able to get my hand in there, but I can reach it from this side or the other side to clean track and whatever. It is solid track through there, so there shouldn't be any issues with connections or tracks come together that it might be a problem that I'd ever have to work on. But the other thing here that I want to show you, I've got one piece here that will fit down in here and actually be part of the top of the mountain, and then some of my other foam structures, and this will all be glued in solid because that won't need to be removable. Everything else here will come out. But the point of this here, the underneath side I've already finished. I had a 1/4 inch piece of foam that I slipped up underneath and glued. It's covered with fusion fiber and then textures. Then I've got, as you can see here, I've got this outlined here. I'm going to take fusion fiber and cover from here over to just past this line a little bit, and then I'll texture this. And what that's going to do is it's going to give you a full covered ceiling, if you will, in the tunnel once it's all done. I not only have a car equipped with a camera, several of my friends do, so if they ever come over and run their train, they can actually run video through, and there's nothing that ruins a film on a layout. If you're going through a beautiful layout and everything looks great, and you go through a tunnel and the tunnel is not finished, it really stands out like a sore thumb. So you can see that I'm not quite done here with the front edge, but you can see on the inside of my tunnel it is finished, and that's primarily all done with just fusion fiber. It's colored and textured so that you can it looks like a granite tunnel or whatever, and so the ceiling will be the same way. So I'm going to go ahead and continue on. I'll do this. We'll get that kind of in place, and we'll come back and show you more progress. Okay, it's kind of the end of a long day here, but we've got quite a bit done working on the layout. You can see I've got the river or creek all painted. I got the retaining wall cut and glued up in place. I've got some plaster cast molds for rock that will be embedded into the fusion fiber on the wall. So we made some good progress today, and tomorrow we'll be adding some rock and details to the river before I pour the magic water in it. Kind of see up there's well, actually behind the mine shaft there's a waterfall. We'll be doing some detailing with crystal clear caulk to get some waterfalls and rapids before we pour the magic water over it. So anyway, it's coming along, looking pretty good. You can actually see on the other side of the valley, while I was letting some paint and things dry, I started working on the other side, and of course that's going to be cut down quite a bit. And over on that side will be the company store and company housing, things to go along with the coal mine. So I think it's been a long enough day. It's time to call it a day, and we'll get back on it tomorrow and continue to show you some updates. Okay everyone, hey, it's our last update for the weekend. I'm in front of the camera this time. Just going to point out a few things. We've got a lot accomplished the last couple days. We've got the details actually now put into the river. You can see a lot of rock details up in the waterfall area. You can also see the super turf that I use. It's a little more open-celled item, and it makes really good looking bushes and moss kind of things in the water. Not sure if you can see it real well. I've also done some waterfalls, and the product that I use for my waterfalls is this DAP crystal clear caulking, and it is a silicone base, but it will give you the nice texture that you need for a thicker waterfall. You just put it on and then kind of move it in the flow of the water and get it where you want it. However, the silicone will stay tacky once it's dry, so I always do it first, and then we'll use the magic water to fill in the creek or river, but we'll let the magic water flow down over the silicone so that it seals it up so that it doesn't attract dirt and that kind of thing. But this is one of the slow parts of doing the scenery, is your water, and you've got paint, you've got plaster, and you've got the silicone and things that take time to dry. So once this all cures in a couple days, we'll be able to pour the magic water, and we'll come back and do a separate video on that, talking specifically about the magic water. But anyway, I hope you've enjoyed watching the few steps that we did. Again, the basic foam structure. We'll get into the fusion fiber covering that, and that will actually go really fast, and I think you'll enjoy that when we come back to it. So again, appreciate you checking in with me and watching the videos as we move along here on my own personal layout. I don't get to work on it very often, so I'm glad I got to put in a whole weekend. So join us again.